Did you ever internalize those gaps of not knowing as like personal shortcomings? Did you see them as
Absolutely.
structural or
So
personal?
it's interesting. I think early in my career I did, right? When I
Mm,
didn't understand what the acronyms were code for, right? When I there were certain things or tools that my peers were proficient in that I was learning for the first time, relationships that people had that I didn't have. They definitely felt like personal shortcomings. Um, and then
mm,
I think I started to have conversations with people like you, Naya, right, in the workplace,
mm,
where I realized how intersectional the first gen identity was, right? Like people who did not look like me, whose parents were born in this country, who, came from different walks of life, we're all sort of sharing this, we're in this space for the first time experience, and everyone thinks that things are implied and they're not, right? Like people think
right.
things are explicit and they're not. And so it was then that I really started to reframe the question from what am I missing to what are these systems missing? Because it ain't just me, right?
Mm,
It is not just me. And that I think is where um, the inspiration came for the ebook in first place, right? I had,
mm,
from a career perspective, I was leading in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging work. And so much of the conversations were being driven by how do you identify, who are you, and how does your identity impact your employee experience? And this significant part of not only my employee experience, but many of my peers' employee experience was not core to the conversation. And so when I looked at the landscape, there are a bunch of books out there that exist on how to support first gen professionals in those unspoken and unwritten roles, right? Like, let me give you all the tips. And in my book, the audience isn't necessarily the first gen professional. It's the DEI practitioner, the HR leader, the engagement leader, who wants to create a space of belonging, right? A space where all employees can thrive. Um, this is like, what do you need to do? Because there's probably more of us than
mm,
you think there are. And instead of going with the implicit, let's make things explicit. Here's how you can integrate, um, the first gen experience into your inclusion, into your employee engagement strategy so that it's all encompassing, right? So that you're meeting everyone where they are.
Give me an example of some of the ways that organizations can bake that in.